be live here in just a minute, if not already. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Hi guys. So I was away for a little bit. I got a little busy with work. You know how it goes. Life likes to get in our way. But now we're back and we're doing some drawing. Oh my goodness, it's been a busy 2 weeks, guys. Let's see, you guys can't hear the music. Let me fix that. This is why I wanted to double check before I started drawing. Done. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, now you guys can hear it. Gotta have the music playlist going, right? Alright, Twitter notification is out and Discord notification is out. Let's get to it. Okay. I always have to double check now. There's just been too many times where the stream has been like, nah, I don't want to do that today, boss. So, let's see. One last thing to check really quick. Okay. Alright, I've got that up and I got this up. Let's go. So, today's goal, what we're going to be doing today, if you guys haven't seen them yet, I finished a couple new pages. I've got a set of 2 pages right here that I finished recently. And then I did finish these 2 pages. I did post them up on Global Comics, which is where I host my manga. If you want to read it, it is in the comment section or the description below the video, so you'll be able to find my manga there. So I did get those 2 pages done. These 2 pages, the larger versions, will be shared with my members. And then today's goal, I've got all of these pages already done. I was basically just going and fixing the intro. Today's work is to see if I can get these 3 pages sketched out. That's going to be my goal today. Sort of get them caught up to some of these pages are going to be changed as well. So there should be minimum spoilerage today, hopefully. So that's kind of my goal today. I've already started this particular page. I made some adjustments to what these are going to look like, and I actually have these next 3 pages. They're already sketched out on a whiteboard, actually. I did that on my lunch break earlier today. So I've already got a little bit of a head start. And so the rest of the day is the rest of the stream today is basically gonna be trying to catch up to that, I suppose. That will be what I do with today's time. So let's get started, I suppose. Let's get started. Alright, first thing, I'm gonna take all of these and I'm gonna turn it blue. That way I know it's sketch and it's not like final art or anything. Always bugs me when I see a bunch of stuff like that. Okay. Alright, and this is the location that I'm currently working on a 3D model for. Let's see, I don't need that. That was my reference. Oh, here we go. Here's the large version, so I need to mark that with a red. Okay. And then mark that as blue, and then one more blue layer. Alright, so next, we're gonna be, so the next panel we have, is, let's see, do I have this correct? Oh, okay, I see. I think I forgot a panel. Alright, so here we're gonna have Hokaway. We want him progressing. So one thing I forgot that I was going to change is I actually want him facing the other way. So let me get all the layers these are on. Let me turn this off. That way I have just the sketches. I'm going to put all of these in a folder together That way they'll be easier to edit as a group. I'm going to show you guys something really cool. So if I put these all in a layer, or in a folder, and I grab my selection tool, and I actually have the folder selected, right? If I actually select what I want to transform, it'll actually transform all of that without you having to go and select every single layer. So if I Control T, what it'll do is it'll like kind of select everything that's within that folder, and then you'll be able to transform it separately without having to deal with that. Oh, I just realized that's not going to work because Hokuai's got, well, I mean, he does. He's got that little swoosh on his head, though. Alright, so I'm going to select everything except his little swoosh. I'll leave his little swoosh in. Alright, so I basically deselected the little swoosh. And now I have to make it. That's not gonna work very well, is it, guys? It's okay. It'll give me a rough estimate of what I want, so that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then, actually, that works out better because I feel like that creates a better shape. Alright, so then it'll do its thing. It'll take a second. It's got that little bar of death. There it goes. Actually, I just realized I don't know what layer that is. It could have been all in one layer and I just didn't remember. Oh, look at that. It was all in one layer and I forgot. That's okay. So, I'm going to go in, I'm going to fix this. This shouldn't be all the way over there anyway, now that I think about it. Because it's supposed to be right behind him. So I'm going to fix this. He's got his little... item, and then these are moved over here. He's kind of being a creeper right now. It's kind of funny. Poke away the creeper. I feel like this would be a little bit easier if this was the raised eyebrow. This one wasn't. Oh, I already did that. There it goes. Sometimes Postuda just likes to mess with you. Its eye is over a bit too far. And then sometimes it's just easier just to merge everything because you're tired of switching between layers. Oops. I mean that. Because right here I was going to have a bubble. This is like mossy. These are like mossy logs. There's one here. There's one right here. So there's two. And then maybe put like a platform of wood here. It kind of runs along the top. I'll have to fix that perspective later. Here's the tree. And then here we'd have our plants. I have lots of like little plants hanging off the edge here. Let's see here. This is a solid platform. Perspective is wonky because I didn't like make it right away, but this will be a 1-point perspective. You have a platform there, sort of like grass and like foliage here, like ivy and stuff to match what's up there. Because basically, like, this is sort of like, this span is technically breaking a rule where I have to, like, switch it. Because here we're looking at Hokaway, and then here we're looking from behind him. So technically, it's breaking some things, but technically, don't tell anyone I'm breaking the rules. I might get in trouble. He's not very good at hiding. I mean, it's kind of silly, like, once you actually see, like, how little stuff there is around him, he's not really hidden. It's kind of funny. Alright, so after he's done being a freaking creeper, he walks across. So we might give him just a little panel, maybe? I feel like I can scoot this stuff up, honestly. So we can have like a really small, like a really thin panel up here. What you guys want to do with it? So there's two ways to do panels. There's like really, there's like actually yeah, let me get rid of that. Where's this one? Yeah. So there's two ways to think of panels when you're doing, and this goes for like both comics and manga, not just manga. One of the interesting things is the size of the panel, as well as the actual width of the panel. Size is in like general like surface area, and then size is in like, you know, like the actual like dimensions of the panel. Will contribute to how fast the reader actually reads that, how fast they actually read it. And so these two panels are roughly the same size, so they're kind of slow. So I don't want to have like another big panel. I'd like to have like a smaller one to kind of change up the pace of the page. And so what I'm going to do is we see him. We sort of get an establishing shot, plus we see what he's looking at. And so the next most likely thing that's going to happen would be, and we know from a previous page that he's following a particular character. And so the next logical step would be to cross the bridge, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a short little panel. Just a small little thing. Maybe not necessarily this small. I'm going to throw in like a quick little panel. Just going to maybe quickly show him going across. Another, well, maybe make it a little bit bigger. Because I do the 2x4, so. And see, this is where this kind of stuff gets interesting. You always have to, well, another option would be to skip that. And then do, maybe we'll do a split it as a third. Let's just see how this looks. Ooh, let's do this, but then we'll cut it here. That way it's smaller, so it's a little bit of a quicker action. But I am gonna skip the one where he's crossing the bridge. And I'll have him kind of, like stepping into the space. He's going this way. Because in manga we have like the actual direction the action is going, and then we have the actual direction as far as like the psychological aspect we have to think about. If the reading direction that you have is right to left, you want anything that moves the story forward, anything associated positively, anything that goes like with the character's wants, desires, you want that to go with the reading direction. Because it feels like it's progressing, it feels like it's moving forward as we flip through pages. Anything that goes against that, you want to like go, anything against that you want to go against, like the grain. So, usually you want to go like the other reading direction. Of course it's gonna auto-save right as I do that. So I'm actually going to change what I do here, because I got a better idea. I'm going to have a short panel that's taller. Maybe. So this is where you kind of experiment with that. Because I'd like to have, like, I'd like to be able to show, like, Hokoi progressing, in some way, but I also want to be able to show him sort of stopping and looking up at something. I'm trying to decide how quick I want each moment to run, so what I'm doing is I'm kind of, like, in my mind, I'm pretending I'm doing the action itself to kind of get a feel for, like, what it would actually feel like. Let's see. Because I know what the next page is going to look like. It's, trying to decide how I want this one to end. Let's see. Ooh, you know what would be fun is if I split this into 3 panels, but make it span the length of the distance he crosses. Just kind of show a passage of time. So here I'll show you. So if this is the place where he's going, we can see that here. Here's the bridge that he's crossing. And then here's where he starts. And so what I can do is I can have, so here's the tree where he's at. I can have Hokoi leaping over, like the log here. So, I'm gonna have Hokoi kind of leaping over this, moving forward. We can show him kind of like running, whatever, as he's going across with like the logs here. And then I can actually show him sort of like stepping up because there's a little bit of a platform here. Steps. I can actually show him walking up the steps, or I can move this out here a bit more. And this way, it takes this action. My confidence shut up to finish a drawing until I decided to color it. Same. I don't like coloring that much either. I'm right there with you. That's a mood. Here's Hokaway going this way. That's literally all I'm going to draw today, guys. I'm not even going to draw that much more because I have so much I gotta do today. But yeah, basically this is the idea. This way we have this, so we have a varied panel size. I just started it. I started it earlier. I finished this one. I got all of these uploaded. So now we're moving forward. So we're ending here, where like Aros and Rin are running off to the village to go destroy it or whatever. And then Aros's boss appears. The healer boss, because you know Aros has two jobs. He's got the one killing people and the one helping people. This is the one that like helps people. She's appeared and watching him as he's going off into this village to go kill a bunch of people. And she's like, "Oh, Aros, what are you doing, man? Come on." And so we leave to see what Hokaway is doing. And so I'll have a panel here to kind of split this up a bit. And so I'll probably have like maybe like a bug or something land here to kind of bring us into like whatever this action is. With like a bug or something, yeah, like a bug or something. I don't know, flying, and it will sit here. You know, because I think like an animator, you know, like I always taught animation, so I always think you always want to like lead into it. And see, she's looking up right here, basically, like kind of. I mean, she's looking more this way. But notice like the arrows of her outfit are all pointing up this way. And she's facing this way. So hopefully that'll bring us up here. Hokaway is looking forward. We see what he's looking at. Everything points to this. This is why I chose one point perspective for this particular panel. I want to show everyone like what he's looking at. And then Hokaway, this is the tree that he's kind of like. This is that tree right here. He leaps over that. He runs across like this bridge here. And he walks up to this like super duper cool building. I've got a page for that. Here's somewheres. This one. Alright, I'm gonna need this for the next page. Alright, so I'm gonna come in and just clean it up a tiny bit more. So yeah, just working on pages. I got a couple other pages done earlier. I got the intro redone. I had to redo the chapter cover. So this will actually end up being the chapter cover. This one right here with Aros and holding the flames. But I'm turning it into a like a last page, because I've noticed if you don't have the chapter cover for whatever reason, people tend to read more if you don't have the chapter cover at the beginning, which is interesting, but it also kind of makes sense. So I'm going to move the chapter cover to the end of the chapter. That way people have already read through it and go, oh, like, thanks for reading. And when chapter 1 is done, it'll say thanks for reading chapter 1. And then, like, that'll be the last page. So I redid that. I'm working on redoing my cover again. Redrawing the cover again! I think I've drawn the cover like 6 times. Because I can't settle on one design for it. So working on that. And then I redid my intro with 4 new pages. I took 10 pages out of the intro. That's what all these X's are. Maybe zoom out a bit so you can see them all. And each one of these X's is 2 pages. So I took 10 pages out and I put in these 2. I put in 4 new ones. So that's where I've been the last 2 weeks. Focused. Been really focused on trying to like make it look really good, and I had some work I had to do, and just like the mental health stuff wasn't necessarily the best. But here we are. We're back. So that's what I've been working on, and then I've got a whole bunch of pages already roughed out. So it's not like I've not been doing things. I've just been not streaming me doing things. So I have been working. Just not publicly, question mark. I'm hoping to change that. Like be better at being here and like showing up. So, thanks. Yeah, just super busy, man. This will be another 1 point perspective with the horizon line really low. Let's see. Horizon line right there. We'll just put it right in the middle. Make it easy. I'll put that in later. It'll be this way right here. And this way Hookway will stay central in each panel. Like I'm having to yell over my music. Let's see. I've not been working either. I've been doing an art drawing course that I bought off Udemy. Yeah, Udemy has like tons of good stuff. It's always really helpful to kind of go through it. Thank Scotty! Hey! Hey, Scotty, what's up? How long have you been lurking here? Yeah, this is the process. Like pages, like they start looking like this. And somehow they end up looking like this. I don't know how that happens. It just does. Oh god, what layer is that? What layer is that? It's this one. There we go. Yeah, that's the idea. And then what's really cool when the page is done, kind of here's like a fun little. Scotty, you'll be able to appreciate this. Your UI background, hopefully you can appreciate this. So this leads in here. Oh, let me make this red. Leads in here this way, and then you come back and you read this, right? You come back. This leads you down, and then these lead you up, down, up. He's looking this way. Come down. Whoop, looking this way. Finish. Come back. Yoop. As Hookway runs across the log, it's like. It's flow. It's amazing, like da, 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 da. There's a reason for this stuff. Visual hierarchy. Oh goodness, that's the way it works, I suppose. You picked like the worst part of the process to jump in on, Scotty. Because this is when I do all my really crappy sketches because I'm just trying to work fast. Yeah, it's super nifty. So like, one of the things that's like the most interesting about like manga, I'll open another page just to kind of like show you the flow part. This is a really good one too, just to kind of show you like the process. If it'll it may take a second to open the file. It's kind of big. Sorry. Opening this one. I'll show you like another way to look at it with a finished page, so you can actually see what I mean. Like how like it all really matters. Come on, Clip Studio. Oh, big file. Okay. Big file. Good job, Clip Studio. So here's a finished page when I'm all done. This is generally what they look like. I mean, Scotty's a co-worker of mine. He knows my stuff. So here's another example. You have a sort of funnel direction. Like this funnels you one way. It also, being at a slight, we gotta have Chris get you a fast machine. I know, right? With is the computer running? Oh, fast machine. It's just that the file is really big. This file, I think, is 1.7 gigabytes. It's just the file. There's, I think, 400 layers in here. It's just the file. Anyway, so yeah, so these are at a slight angle. So by not having the panels be perpendicular, in other words, 90-degree angles, it feels off kilter. It feels slightly unsupported. It's slightly uneasy. So that's the first part of this structure. She Morori, her name Morori. She punches arrows, and so the action initially brings you this way. This comes this way, and then you have, so she punches him, and then he gets this like big explosion because he gets like shoved, pushed. Yes, he's gently pushed into a bigger stalk of bamboo, right? And she's glaring, but notice when she's glaring, she's kind of got that forward stare, but she's also like slightly looking up, which is hopefully opens the space a bit. So she's glaring. Oh, surprise, please. And then she's pointing this direction. Her wings are also pointing this direction, so you kind of have this flow here. Where it goes this way, this way, this way. And then notice those are all in a line. So you're sort of getting this view. And then she's looking up. I mean, she's looking up anyway because she's right here, right? So she's going to be looking up at Morori after she's just like this big explosion. Also notice how these bamboo are here and notice how these aren't. That's the impact! It's like those like really little like subtle things, but what that does is that's like progression. That's things happening within a space, showing that things are being affected. It's that and what that does is that just gives information. It says, hey, like this is the impact of the scene that happened. But it all, even the rocks point this way. She's pointing this way. Her wings are pointing this way. The bubble flow has you going this way. That's progression of the storyline. In manga and comics, whatever the reading direction is, you want things that progress the story forward, events that are happening. In whatever order they're happening, you want that to go with the story flow. Anything that opposes that flow, you want to have facing the other direction. Here's a really good example, and I'll just zoom in. I won't draw to show it to you. A good example is this particular page, where this is the 2 pages before, where we have Morori coming in. She's coming in from the right. That's the progression. She's coming to attack Aros because she thinks that he stole from her. Here, you can see what she says. Aros, where are my souls? So she's coming in hot. She's coming in this way, right? Aros is facing the other direction. He's facing towards her. And so what that does, that shows conflict. Psychologically, that says that there's conflict going on. There's 2 opposing forces. And right at the moment, we don't know who the good guy and who the bad guy is, right? We don't know that yet. You've just met these guys. But you know automatically there's a conflict going on. There's something happening there. And that's why I chose those 2 as my first 2 pages, is I'm hoping that will interest people. And he's like, oh, by time, you need to go. No, Aros, I won't abandon you. And then he's like a smart aleck and goes, an old woman and an angry god, there's no contest. And then Morori lands. Whoosh. And then Aros kind of turns back to look at her. And she's like, old? I'll have you know. And he's like, yell at me later. And then all you see is like this eye here, right? You see this, and we can see, oh, is this hers? Is his? Hopefully you'll understand that it's hers. Because of the direction it's facing, you understand it's forward facing, right? So like, hopefully I'm hoping people will assume it's her. just saying, I hope that's what happens. And so then we get to the part where she just comes up, bam, just like punches him out of nowhere. Because he was dumb enough to look away. Remember? Aros was stupid enough to look away from his opponent. So he gets smacked he gets literally, like, punched. He gets hit so hard. So anyway, so she looks up. After she's like, here, let me delete this. So those are my souls, and she's like, you can see this points here. Vale, haven't you killed enough? And she's like, Vale, who's that? And I'm Mortardy. And she's like, Mortardy? What are you talking about? And she looks up. She's like, that's right. And I always picture it kind of like, that's right, and I'm gonna devour you next, hag. Like, that's kind of how I picture that she says it. And so you kind of have her leaning over, like looming over Aros in this particular panel. That's a power dynamic. Whenever you have something larger looming over something that gives the larger thing, or the thing that's above, even if it's just in placement but same size, there's always a perception of power balance there. And so she's kind of like leaning over. And then the next thing you know is, boom, she's right in front of him. And Aros is like, oh no! He's like, whoa! And she's like, are you ready to die? Oh, and he's like, He's completely caught off guard. He's like, oh, she's fast. And then she bites him. And he's like, die? I brought her back to life, only to die in her hands. And so, hopefully, that's when you get, he's the protagonist of the story. And so, it's like, so basically, yeah, we have this progression here, which goes, boop. So you kind of get this little progression. And then this little panel, we see a small bird running. And then it progresses into the actual part of the story. And so this event here happens in November of 1891, and then the next page is in March of 1891. So the whole story really only consists of about 9 months worth of chronological time. But yeah, so that's how I plan. This is how I make comics, Scotty. It's pure chaos. That's kind of how I plan things, and I plan those sorts of flows when I'm doing my sketching. And so, oopsie, didn't need to do that. So when I'm doing like my sketches, I'll show you a couple more. Like when I'm doing my my sketches for pages, I'm a little bit ahead already. I'm changing a couple pages. I'm always kind of planning for that flow. Here's like a super rough one, and then a little bit cleaner one. Believe it or not, the page on the left, I have to clean one more time. At least a little bit. Like this panel here, I'll probably have to clean again. The rest will probably be fine. But yeah, like I've already gone ahead and I've drawn a couple different panels. Some of them are reused from a previous version that I had. Ooh, voice broke there a little bit. Some of the panels are brand new, and then I've already started, here's the last page of chapter 1, and so I've kind of already started chapter 2, but they start out really rough, and they kind of get cleaner over like the 2 or 3 times that I end up drawing them. But yeah, that's the chaos, that's the process. So, and then from here basically what I'll do, whoopsie. So for something like this one, oh my goodness, come on. So like here it would be sketch number 1, and then like the cleanup, and then the line art, and then I'll do any flat tones, and then I'll do gradients. So any gradients that I have to put in, so stuff like this one, which is actually a texture. Here's the amazing thing, Scotty. This entire page is all black and white. There are no grays in this page. There's none. It's all green tones. Well, I mean, okay, so technically it's digital, so it's not technically screen tones. They're half tones, but same difference. Yeah, it's all tone. It's all screen tones. Yep. Except this one. This has color. I have several color layers. Thank you. Yeah, here, I'll show you. I'll actually zoom in and let you see this one. See, here's 100%. So here's what it actually looks like. It's really rough. You can see the like the texture here is just a bunch of hatching and then kind of erasing to give it that like really gritty texture is basically all it is. Yeah, it's like here, you can see him here. This one I kind of increased I lowered the frequency so you can actually see it because I liked the texture it gave. But yeah, when you zoom out, like you can see it, but it looks kind of gray. Same thing over here. These are all dots. This is all tonal work. These are the frequency is so high on these that you just can't see those. Oh, this one was fun. Here, I'll let you see all the line art in this one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's a lot of it's a lot of line art in this one. It's the kind of stuff I do. So, I kind of didn't put a lot of detail in this up here because it's just gonna get covered up by the tone. So I didn't put in a lot of detail. I just kind of gave it like a rough shape to kind of help slightly define it, and then I just did the texture over it and done. So yeah, this is what I do when I'm not doing global comic stuff. Yeah. One of these pages, if I'm absolutely focused and I'm not like goofing around, yeah. It's super fun, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Scotty. Yeah, so basically I have like for the next page I have it all drawn out on a whiteboard that I did during lunch. So I have my panels for the next 2 pages on a whiteboard in front of me that obviously you guys can't see. And then so that's basically what I'm going to be doing is I'll be transferring what I did on the whiteboard onto I almost said paper, but this isn't paper. So I'm going to clean these drawings up just a tiny bit more, just so that when I come in tomorrow, I'm going to be like, oh, what was I thinking? I can't do too much today. I got some stuff I gotta do for the content meeting tomorrow. So, I can't do a whole lot today. But I need to stream every day. Because, for one, November is the best time to do any sort of YouTube content. So that's what I'm gonna focus on. Is try to at least get it good enough. Because this page needs to be done this week. Why November? Thanksgiving. Everything leading up to Black Friday and Thanksgiving. And then November and December are the highest paid months due to advertisers. And since I have a monetized channel, money! So, if I can stream every day, that'll hopefully give me a nice boost before the end of the year. I used to stream every day. There was a period in time where I did stream every day, and then I got kind of busy with stuff. And it didn't happen. Sorry, I'm just looking at the poll here. Perspective, I hate perspective. I don't like it. Don't like it, not one bit. Some stairs here. This is a log with a bunch of plants and foliage down here. Plants, 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 plants. They don't look like plants, but they are plants, I assure you. And this doesn't look like a person, but it is, I assure you. It's my shorthand because I need to, like, basically the guy that's here, he kind of like jumps up and starts creeping. He's looking at this like a entrance to a shrine. Here, let me show you something really cool. Let me open the actual. Let me actually open. You'll see it. It's cool. Oops. You want to hang around just a little bit longer. Dun, 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 dun. I like to use 3D models for certain spaces that I'm gonna have to draw a lot. That way I'm not like guessing like what it looks like. And so I scrapped together 3D models from various found parts and sometimes basic basic primitives. So I was like, what's the word? And so I have, it looks like that, you know, it looks like this cool like little space. But here's the cool part, is it's actually much more than this. There's a come on. It's like a little path here, right? And it doesn't look that interesting, but here's the cool part. Let me see if I can do this right. Come on, you little butthole. So I can actually go in here through this, right? So this is always kind of tricky because it's a little bit slow because it's a 3D model. Oh my gosh, Scotty, thank you! Ah! Oh my god, thank you for the donation! Oh. I'm trying. Here's the cool part, Scotty. I didn't even get to the cool part yet. Come on, computer. Look, you can go inside it too. Okay, I gotta move this over a bit. Oop, come on. It's a little weird to position sometimes. And then I can just do. I can just like walk. I can just like walk up it. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's not super efficient. It's not like Maya or anything. And then this here is gonna be a little bird. And then this here is just for size. But yeah, it's gonna have all these other cool things. Yeah. Yeah, like that's why I want to have that, like that mental canvas thing. That this is the sort of stuff like I want to be able to do with it, is to be able to make these sorts of 3D spaces that I can more easily navigate. And what's really cool is I can screenshot this and I can draw it. I can put that into that, trace over it. That way I can use these as a reference. Cause here's here's another example. If I do a profile view, if I set it to profile view, right? I can draw that, and then make it set up from above, draw that, just basically move it at all the different angles that I need, and then draw it, fill it out, and then I'll have my 3D space. I've made all kinds of spaces like this. Like I'm going to show you another one that I've worked on. Yeah, exactly, reference. Like I'll show you like another one if you have the time. I know you're probably as busy as I am. Let's see. Oh, you'll like this one. You'll really like this one. Let me show you. So I have a map that I've made, right? So I have a map. Oh, you can't see it. Here, I'll open this one too. So this is a 2-part thing I did. I have a map for the whole island, right? I did myself one better, and I want to find someone who has a 3D printer because, you'll like this part, I did it in Maya, or not Maya, Blender, but I think I have a rendering of it. I actually made a 3D model of it. Here's a screen grab from it. I made a 3D model of that island, and what's really cool is it's big enough. I can actually position myself anywhere on that island and get a perspective of any of the other places, no matter where I put it. Isn't that cool? I don't know. I don't have buildings put on it yet, but that's one of the things I want to do. Is I'm actually working on drawing out the layout of all these different villages so that I can actually zoom into where they are here, and place them there. But if I don't have to do that anymore, I can use this. I can use mental canvas instead. And if you just be able to do that, that would make my life so much easier, I think. If I could just do that instead. I feel like that would make my life a lot easier. So, yeah, it would be really cool. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I've been doing. Like, I've been working on Godsbane for 12 years, Scotty. 12 years! This is like the kind of stuff that I've been planning, is like planning the map and my 3D, like my 3D space, or like my 3D island and all these different 3D areas. One of my favorite ones, I'll show you my favorite 3D model. My favorite one is Arvis's home. It's my favorite one, probably. Let's see, where's the whole house? Where's the outside? Oh, this one. This one. I like this one. Yeah, this is what I work on. Like, this is sort of what I live for. Is this project. This is why I don't sleep, Scotty. Like, you know how Chris, like, stays up all night to work on Global Comics stuff? This is what I stay up for. This is stuff like this. Check this one out. There's like a whole house here, and then I have different models to show the inside of the house. That way I don't have to like zoom in on this one. I've got like, look, here's a person right there, that little person. I've got like this to use as a reference if I ever need it. So lots of modelage. So, and then these are easy. Like I didn't add the leaves because the leaves are so easy to add really quickly, drawing wise. They're just like blobs basically, so I didn't bother with those. So, and then I've got models also for the inside of this house that has just this section, the front section, and then the back section. That's why it's separated out, so I could copy paste it into a new document. But it's in the original, like in the actual drawing, it'll look like one giant piece. But there's even like things underneath it, like pots and firewood and stuff. Here, I'll show you the. Oh, okay. Can I see the underside? No, it won't let me. Yeah, this is what I do. So it's fun. I hate 3D modeling though. It's not super fun, but it's useful. Which is why I do it. So yeah, that's Godsbane. I'm slowly crying inside. Future! Is that what Squidward does? He just lays on the ground. Future! That's me. Thank you so much for the super chat, Scotty. I really do appreciate it. That made my week. Thank you so much. That's super generous of you. Any little bit always helps. So be sure you go get some sleep. Yep, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Gee, Scotty, thanks for reminding me. I have to go to work tomorrow. No! Don't go say that. It doesn't. Oh man. So this front foot is forward, so then this hand would be. Alright, go get some rest, Scotty. Bye, thank you. I promise I won't be up too much longer. Take it easy. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Move the horizon line down a bit. Just be bamboo kind of going back and like vanishing into the distance. Sorts of bamboo kind of just sitting right here. Kind of just chilling, doing what bamboos do. Being cool. sort of tone I want to have in this one is, sort of like gray. Darker back here once we get to this point. And then I'll move this. We'll have like a middle gray here maybe. Oopsie. Multiply. Have this here. This will be a much lighter gray, almost a white. It's going to be a lot of thicker black. First in here, do the bamboo, so it'll appear darker. Gotta play your strengths, right? Everyone kept telling me, hey, draw what you're good at, draw what you want. I'm good at backgrounds. So that's what you get. It's lots of pretty backgrounds. I don't want to hear no one objecting to no pretty backgrounds, because that's what I'm good at. Those are good at characters. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm doing a quick value study. Because this is one larger panel, I want to be sure I know where the values are at. I technically have already done them for these two, they're just turned off. And because of the lighting here, that's why I'm kind of drawing these in super quick. So I can see like roughly what I can expect, and here's hopefully. Technically, he would be about that. And he's here, kind of like leaping over the edge here. I might have him be right here instead. We'll see what pose I end up coming up with. And all of this grass and stuff will kind of affect the shaping in here. But I'd like to have like a middle gray, maybe like a 30 in here. That's what I'd like to have in here. Maybe, I haven't decided yet. I might leave it white just so that it stands out. Let's see what this looks like with grays instead. Always make it a gradient, like one really, really big gradient. It's another option. Alright, so that's roughed out. now that I've got this page figured out, this is the only page I'm going to do this week. I'm not going to be able to ink 3 full pages this week, because I always post in 2s. And so it's technically, since this is half of one page, and I posted this one on Monday, kind of with my update that I did, I'm only going to do this one. So essentially what I start doing now is I'm going to go in and I'm going to put in the panels, the actual like frames themselves, and look into redrawing, start doing the actual drawings, which is always fun deal. So what I'll do, I don't believe I'm going to need these anymore. No, because I'm not doing that anymore. Oh, this is that texture. That's the texture I'm going to use later. That was a really helpful texture. Oh, those to hide those in the bubbles. Alright, I don't need either of these. I don't need any of those. I don't need that. Alright, so these are all the sketches. Okay, so this is page... This is all for page 31. And then these are all the sketches for page 31. So put the in a folder. So usually what I'll do is, you can see I'll have like an actual like folder for all the sketches that I had to do. I'll mark that with purple usually, or red. So I don't need those. I'm not sure what's in this one. Uh-oh, it's auto-saving. Oh, these were the panels I was going to use here. Okay. Alright, so I've already got those made then. That's right, I changed what the page was going to be. I was like, why did I have those? I don't remember. So I'm going to do... I'm going to keep that. Create and insert into folder. I'm going to lower the opacity. I don't need this. Yeah, that was when I had a completely different look. I put in a couple different pages. Initially, I didn't have these 3 pages. I inserted them at the last minute. And then when I inserted them, that changed the way my like pages were set up in terms of like what was on the left or right page. And so now I'm gonna have to figure out if I want to change that or not. Because now all my pages are in a weird order, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It'll be alright, I think. I might try to insert one page to kind of fix that, because originally, yeah. Whatever, it'll be alright. I think it'll be fine. The original, because I try to make every page sort of its own page turn, so I think it'll be okay. Alright, back to work. Alright, so what I'm going to do, what I like to do is I actually like to just start with a single panel. So I'll show you. So I'm actually going to delete all of these. I'm going to start with a single frame. And personally, I think this is a little bit easier. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Okay, turn that off, and then what I can do is I'll go in and I'll cut it exactly where I want it. That way I don't have to move Anything which is really cool is like the width is like preset, which is really handy. So I cut the horizontals first, usually. And so there's that horizontal cut, here's this vertical cut. That wasn't straight up. Okay, here's another horizontal cut. Okay, actually I wanted that one up a little bit higher. Why is it not moving them together? That's okay, I'll just put it up a little bit higher. That's weird, like none of the settings were working. Okay, and then I'll go down, and then go down again. Super easy cutting, panel cutting. I had someone, I can't remember who showed this to me, and I was like, you changed my life, because before I'd have to go in and like make all my own stuff, and all I do is I come down here, in this little corner, you guys can't see it, but it's like right here, it's the, like the subtool, like the frame divider settings. You just set what you, here, I'll kind of bring this out here so you guys can see it. I just set what I want my width to be, and like it's done. And you can even set like, do you want it to make a folder, do you want it to make any of that stuff for you, like how do you want that done. It just makes life so much easier because now I can cut it exactly the way that I want it, and it does all that work for me, like making the folder and putting all that stuff in. Automatic. So I'm actually gonna stop the stream here. I'm really sorry you guys didn't get to see me draw anything cool. I have a report I have to finish for tomorrow. So I need to get that report done. So now that it's 10:30, I drew for about an hour and a half. Really sorry I didn't get more done. But I got this page ready to go. I got it ready to start the inking process. So that'll be something that hopefully I can do tomorrow. I'll be able to ink the page over my lunch break. And then ink the, hopefully I'll be able to do it a little bit, maybe an hour before work, and then get to do it over my lunch break, and then also get to stream it tomorrow, because I have to have this page done and ready to post Friday morning. So tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. So thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. I really do got to get that report done before I go to bed tonight. So thank you all so much for coming. Thank you so much, Scotty, for your super chat earlier. It was $20. Thank you so much. I haven't gotten a super chat in a while, so I really, really appreciate it. Thank you everyone who liked my streams. Thank you everyone who liked it. There were 3 of you. Thank you to my concurrent viewer who is currently lurking. I really appreciate you. And then thank you to my channel members, Rusty, Manga Samty. I'm sorry, I just realized I don't want to pronounce your name. Sim. Thank you all 3 of you for supporting me and the channel. I really do appreciate it. You know, especially with everything. I will be posting member rewards on Friday morning. I have them all exported now. They were exporting while I was out doing some errands. And so now all I need to do is upload them and deliver them. So I will get those rewards out to you guys at the end of the week. Thank you again all so much for coming. I really appreciate you all very much. And have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys soon. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, I should be streaming tomorrow. We'll see. All right.